Go ahead.
Welcome to Dhwani's and Nicole's channel news. News channel. Okay. Today we'll be talking about the MH370 flight. Mystery continues to surround the fate of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which disappeared en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing on 8 March 2014. What we know so far about the flight is it had 239 people on board, and the research or the investigation says that 2 people on the board had 2 fake passports, them being 2 Iranian men were found to be traveling on false passports on the flight. There are a lot of theories have been discussed about this flight. Some say that the alien, captured it, or some say that it's on the land. Well, Nicole, we were just talking about this about 2 minutes ago, that you think it's on the land. But my theory is that if an airplane is only restricted up to going up to 41,000 feet. If it goes above that, which is 48,000 feet, the passengers are not able to receive any oxygen, and that oxygen that they get is from the winds. However, my theory tells me that, or the theory that I've read and what I've concluded is that it probably went up to 48,000 feet while putting passengers into coma, because you wouldn't even realize if you're up on that feet, because you're not able to get enough oxygen and you'll automatically go into coma.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you will definitely die if you're not receiving oxygen.
Right. So
yes.
Yeah. Don't they have the oxygen mask, when it goes up a certain height, it just comes down automatically, and you just put that on?
Right, Harshil, but they wouldn't even realize that that's happening, because the investigation shows that the entire radar map and everything on the flight has been shut off. So the passengers were not allowed, or were not able to see what was happening in the flight. So my theory tells me the flight went up to 48,000 feet and it went right down the angle in Indian Ocean. And that's about it. I even heard that some people even say that the flight had written somewhere on it saying a flight that can never be found. And slowly, but sadly, that's trying to be there, and it's kind of true, I think. What do you think, Nicole?
I've been hearing a lot of people say that they really think that this was a test run for to see if it could be done, to see if a plane could be hijacked, and I've heard a lot of rumors about. They want to load up these planes with atomic bombs and see if they can go unfound and literally just fly over and crash into wherever.
Just like 9/11 you're talking about?
Well, no, 9/11 was not filled with atomic bombs.
The plane was hijacked,
and
so.
It was hijacked, but it was trackable, and they knew where it was. But for this instance, it's not trackable, and they can't find it. So I really do believe that it has something to do with the hijackers want to see if it can be done, and I really think that it's on land somewhere and it's just sitting so that they can use it again for whatever
Nicole,
they want.
I think I highly disagree with you that, because if it was on the land, then the pilot would be able to find it. It would be much easier to find it. Right now, they're not even able to find any objects. The objects that they even found through the Chinese satellite were just something that not related to the airplane at all. So if it was on the land, they would have found it by now. What do you think, Harsh?
I think it just disappeared for random reason. I don't know, in the Bermuda Triangle, anything goes over that, it just disappears. I think something's going over there too. That's what I feel
like. So you think there's just some kind of force in the ocean where that just grabbed the plane?
Yeah, whatever goes on the top of that, it just disappears. Boom. That's what I feel. That's what I thought. I'm never gonna fly again. Whatever is happening these days, I think we should not fly. Just drive.
I think everybody should use caution when they're going to fly.
Sweet.
Well, over to Nicole for some tech news.
All right, guys. So today I'm going to be talking to you about some current tech news. So recently, Facebook has bought Oculus VR, or stands for virtual reality, for $2 million. They say they don't want to miss out on the virtual reality. Sorry, do you have a comment? Billion?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, my bad. I misread it. Sorry, guys. $2 billion. They don't want to miss out on the virtual reality future. And also, Facebook is now encouraging you, if you have not done so already, to check your security settings, your privacy settings, because 21-year-old Dallas Miller had her photos stolen, and they were posted on a prostitution ad. So she is very upset about this, and they are encouraging you to go in and check your settings as well. Microsoft finally comes to iPad. You can use the Microsoft app on your iPad for free. However, in order to create documents and edit documents, you must pay a subscription to Office 365 for a minimum of $70 a year. I definitely would not use Microsoft on an iPad. It defeats purpose. My personal opinion, Microsoft sucks. But
too many viruses.
this is true, but it's not Microsoft. Like, it's not the operating system, it's just the Microsoft Office.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, onto Apple. Apple is offering a refund to all parents who have had their kids rack up their bills through in-app purchases. They're encouraging parents to put a password on the purchasing, and if not, just disable in-app purchases. Also, onto other news, hackers are now holding your data hostage. Meetup and Basecamp, two companies, were threatened by a bunch of hackers that stole a bunch of data from them. That if they weren't paid, they were going to shut down their site. And that is exactly what they did. They refused to listen to them, and they completely shut down their site. I think Meetup.com was down for 24 hours, and Basecamp was down for a little over 6. And I'm going to hand you guys over to Harshil for sports.
Hello guys, my name is Harshil. Let's talk about sports, and specifically NBA. Why? Because I just like NBA. It's just fun to watch. It goes very fast, not like a baseball boring game that goes for 9 innings, and still end of the 9 innings, still the runs are what? 0-0. That doesn't happen in the NBA. So here is the here's the comparison between the LeBron James and the Kevin Durant, like people talking about it. Who's gonna be the MVP? What I feel like, LeBron James is playing pretty well this season. He has been like MVP for last 2 seasons, and I feel like he's gonna be the MVP again. Even though they both are like playing pretty good this year, the Kevin Durant and like, if you look at the score, like the average score per game, the Kevin Durant is like leading LeBron James. But still, like LeBron James is like playing other parts, like assisting and rebounding. So I feel like LeBron James is gonna be the MVP. But the voting starts tonight. If you call 1-800-MVP-NJIT, you can vote on that line, or you can go to www.espn.com/NJIT and you can vote who's gonna be the MVP. Let's talk about the playoff standing. So for the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers are leading. They are on the top seed right now, and the Miami is only 1 game behind. And they are trying to be on the top spot because they want the home field advantage. And the New York Knicks still not in the playoff picture. They are like still 1 game behind with the Atlanta. And if they win 1 more game, they can be in the playoff picture. If we talk about the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs, they are on the top seed right now. As usual, they've been like leading the Western Conference every season. And I think they won the last 17 or 18 straight games. And they are looking pretty good this year. So we'll see how it goes. And let's talk about the not top 10 plays. So the first one is the Lakers. I think he started celebrating too early before even he make the shot. Just look at it. The second, yeah, I think you should have waited until he, actually made it. Look at right here, carefully. What happened? You know what happened? He just forgot to put the blade on his shoes. Number 8, I think the Clemson fans are just confused, like who won, who did not win.
For Belmont.
I think he should stop pretending to be a hero. He should have just taken the drop and he should have been the podium, but he Instead of it went like 3 boogie, and he was. I'm like, why eyes are not connected on the face? Anyway, this is the terrible throw, by the way. He loses the grip and does not even make the base. Like sitting on the halfway of the field.
There was like way too much force in that.
This is my most favorite. Just watch. Don't watch the dunk. Watch below. Alright, you will see in a minute. Oops, what happened? Look right there. Ah, that hurts.
He's
He had to
laughing.
sit down for a minute, but he does come back in the game and he plays pretty well. This is the worst of the worst play because just look at the blue jersey right there. He's trying to defend the own play. Come on, this is the football game. You can't do that. Alright, that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoy us and we'll see you next class. Our next